And just as he pissed them off, Tiera,
What happened? Tell us what happened.
they interrupted the broadcast.
Your father is a world-class liar.
At this point, things got a tad bit heated, and it's not that kind of show. Let's fast forward to the end, shall we?
Yeah.
Bleep this, since we bleeping stuff. Y'all for that.
TeaRon, who was your favorite rapper when you were a kid?
Huh?
Who was your favorite rapper when you were a kid?
When I was a kid? Favorite in what way?
Like, what rapper did you really enjoy when you were a kid? Like, maybe another kid rapper, perhaps?
Yeah, some.
Some?
Yeah, but I would listen to bad stuff when I was little.
It's true. You were.
Yeah, I was.
But
I was sneaking
you
and listening
were
to bad stuff.
also a little Bow Wow fan, right? Yes?
No.
Yes.
No.
You told me you were a Bow Wow fan.
Tiera, I never told you I was a Bow Wow fan. I told you I don't know why people act like Bow Wow was not that guy. I don't know why he gets the disrespect that he gets when to me he's up there.
Okay. Well, maybe I inferred from that conversation that you grew up being a Bow Wow fan.
Wow.
Well, you might be asking, why the heck am I even talking about Bow Wow? I'm talking about Bow Wow because he was born in the great city of Columbus, Ohio. And because we're talking about Columbus, Ohio.
That's what we call in the business a segue.
Yes. In the business. And because we're talking about Columbus, Ohio, that means, of course, we are back for another review of Royal Rules, Ohio. Yay!
You seem excited about it.
I'm excited because I just like hearing your commentary and sharing my commentary. And I like seeing where we align. Like, you know how we have the same feelings about a lot of things. I like that. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, all I can say to it, I mean, I was excited, but the gloves are off. Matter of fact.
Are they?
The gloves are
They're
off.
off.
Oh, they off.
Why?
You know, one of our big phrases here is we don't like when someone, say it with me, plays in our face.
Plays on our top.
Right? Don't play in my face. Don't play on my top. Don't play with me. Play with yourself.
Ever.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
And for 6 weeks, I've allowed you all to play with me. I've allowed you to toy with me like a cat does with its dinner. Okay?
Yeah.
We get to episode 6. What I thought was going to be the sort of culmination of many things. For several episodes, we've heard Brenda and the gang. That's what I'm calling them now.
Yes.
We've heard Brenda and the gang mention Kofi's name over and over and over.
Yes.
To the point
Cousin
that
Kofi, the villain of the series.
Right. To the point that we started making up a sort of an ongoing joke, right? Each episode we'd like, well, where's Kofi, right?
Where's Kofi? Where's Kofi?
And it's so funny because you say the villain of the show, but when you talk about the greatest villains, greatest movie villains, comic book villains, TV villains, you name it.
Yeah.
There's always a underlying story or underlying arc of like reasoning with them, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you'd be like, well, they got a point. The only villain that I think sometimes people say has a point that didn't really have a point was Scar. He didn't have to do them kids like that. But that's besides the point, okay?
It is.
The point is most villains have some sort of reasoning with them. And you kind of be like, I get it. You're wrong, but I get it, right? In this case, this doesn't happen on this show. The person that they want to be the villain has a whole lot of reason. So much so it's like, is this the villain or are you the villain.
Yeah, so that's definitely something I wanted to get into with you because they're continuing to paint Kofi as the villain. He's like the black sheep of the family, and they keep referencing Kofi trying to sabotage the family business, and Kofi is trying to sabotage the dad, and he was doing this and that and that and this. And I guess for me, I'm not clear on what exactly they're mad about. They're very
They don't even
vague.
know.
We don't even know. So
They
you
don't
want
even
us
know.
to side with, Brenda and the gang, but I can't side with y'all because I don't know what we mad about. What are we mad about? What happened?
We still don't know. So
We still don't know.
I'll say what I've gathered. First, I want to talk about the opening scene. What I did, I thought I was going to be very appreciative of the fact and very grateful that they gave it to us straight away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we getting right
Going
into
there,
it, right?
Straight there.
I just thought that's where I was like, we're going to get it. They're going to really finally give us like the drama, the thing that they've been running their mouth about. I ain't seen somebody be discussed so much and not be in the room as with Kofi, right?
Okay.
Bro's ears must have been itching and burning the way that they had his name in their mouth. Like for 6 weeks, we've heard them mention him, right? And for 6 weeks, we heard them mention him. He's only been, on one episode before this one, but we heard about him all the time. So we get to the opening scene. We get right into the confrontation, the build up from Kofi working with Akili, right? So it's just Brenda and Nana. Which, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
were you wondering where Thelma was? Because wasn't the issue from what I gathered? Let me be clear. Was Kofi working with Thelma and then there being like butting heads all the time?
So that's also what I got from the vagueness of it all. But because I do have sisters, I kind of understood this part a little bit. A lot of times it's the little sister who is sticking up for the big sister. A lot of times the big sisters are able to just kind of brush it off, move on. She's not going to get in drama. She got stuff to do. Okay. But the little sisters are ready to bang when it comes to big sister. So I understood that a little bit.
Okay. Because I just didn't know why she wasn't there and it was about her, right? The whole conversation was about her. If
that's a theme in this show, we talk about people who are not
in the room, can't defend themselves, can't say something. Some of the people they talk about we never met. We don't know what they sound like.
We'll get to that. We will get to that because I have a note. Yeah.
But so the Nana and Brenda show up to confront Kofi. They're in a park. I did think that some of Kofi's initial his initial like introductory, like instead of just saying hey, it was like, hey, the delegates have arrived.
Hello.
Hey.
Our delegates have arrived to bring an end to this Cold War. How you guys doing?
You're corny for that statement.
Yeah, Kofi has the one-liners, okay? Because what did he say in the original scenes when we met him? He said,
there was a lot. He was saying how Akili was like, he's like, oh, a modern day Mansa Musa, like.
But he said something to Brenda in the previous episode where we saw him. He said something about her, like
that she was being performative.
That was it. Yes, you're being really performative.
Like, okay, a little performative.
Yeah. He got the one-liners.
And so, that was fun. I was like, oh gosh, we're really gonna go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then Brenda, cuts him off and says, "Oh, you're rambling." Basically, she's gonna just run it. Like, let's get into it, right? We get into the conversation, and at this point, I'm like, okay, it seems like we are peeling back the curtain a bit, because so far this season they wanted us to believe that we have this fabulous family, that the parents have it all together, that their daughters are just navigating through life and having little bumps here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
They wanted that to be the way we watched it. But the truth of the matter is, I think that Kofi gave us the most true representation of who these people are. And that is because it's the only thing that had like a linear when he told the story, it was like told in a linear fashion. And then it just all made sense. And here's what got me. So when Kofi gets to the point that he says, he could, this is the other thing too, his verbiage, like we were just talking about, he can't just be like, your daddy's a liar.
Yeah.
It was like, you are the descendants
of the greatest liar of all time. Like, oh, wow.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Why?
Because you're the descendants of a world-class liar.
It was like, you know.
Yeah.
And then Brenda and Nana were like, what? And the whole time they're hung up on him calling their dad a liar, right?
Yeah.
Here's my thought process. Our parents are humans too. Your daddy can't lie? Is that not possible? Like, they got so hung up on that. Like, that was the most egregious thing. It was as if he said your dad, like, murdered puppies.
It's because he said it publicly. He said it while they were being recorded.
Yeah.
And that's going to put a little bit of doubts into people's heads about who these people are. So that is why they didn't really turn up, but that's why they felt away.
They did not really turn up because just as we were getting, like I said, they've been talking about this all season, 6 weeks, mind you.
You keep saying 6 weeks.
That's like your second doctor's appointment. Come back and see us in 6
what?
weeks. That's a long time.
It is.
So 6 weeks, they talk about Kofi. They mention there being issues with the family, et cetera, et cetera. Brenda references that they, used to have holidays together and everything. And then he says that he's a liar. And he was like, he gave us scenarios and everything in this one scene. It's like, hey, look, he said December 2016.
He did. I said, oh, okay, this runs deep. This goes back.
December 2016, Akili says, you're going to run this company one day.
You'd be the CEO, I swear to God.
If in November of 2016, Akili Boba whispers in your ear, you're gonna run the business. Then what? What am I supposed to take from that?
What that does to a young mind, and I'm saying young mind because I'm doing the math in my head where these people are over 25 now. So you take that back 2016, you do, whatever. And so you put that in a young person's mind, it puts fire in them a bit. You're inspiring them. They're going to work harder. They're going to, do all the things. And so it seems to me like that's what was happening. Like Kofi was like, oh, I'm going to take this opportunity seriously. I'm going to step up. And when someone like Thelma comes in, who obviously would have a sense of entitlement because it's her dad's business, her parents' business, right? She's not going to put her best foot forward. And
she doesn't want to do it. She already told us that.
Yeah.
She wants to do fitness.
It's the nepotism aspect. Like, you're going to get it handed to you because of, but you don't want it. So then when you are clashing with someone who is there, showing up early, leaving late, whatever the situation is, and you are lacking or you're not showing up, you're doing what you want to do because you can't get fired, then I can see where the clash would be. This is what I gathered all of this from Kofi's side of things. The girls were not going to give it to us. And just as he pissed them off, Tiera,
what happened? Tell us what happened.
They interrupted the broadcast.
Your father is a world-class liar.
At this point, things got a tad bit heated, and it's not that kind of show. Let's fast forward to the end, shall we?
Yeah.
Bleep this, since we bleeping stuff. Fuck y'all for that. Seriously.
No, for real. Because what was that?
Why did y'all do
what was that?
This was the one, this is singular. This was the one time you all had a chance to reality TV it up.
Yes.
And and truly, you had a chance to add depth and layers to these people by us seeing this, quote unquote perfect family, and they have minor, first world problems or whatever, to adding another layer to them. Like, wait a minute, someone's not that honest, or maybe Akili has told his daughters to behave in a certain way, and that's why they have an issue with their cousin. Like, you had a chance to build and stack here, and you didn't. I don't know whose decision it was in production to say, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna make this kind of show. It's gonna be you on reality TV, and we, there's some reality shows out there that give us nothing. Okay, they've reached the bottom of the barrel. They scoop up the scum down there, and they play in it. And you kind of have to give us a bit of drama. It can still be light drama. This was just light family drama, but it would have added depth to the people who you've presented to us as not having any depth.
And it would have added some authenticity to the show, because who can't relate to family drama?
Exactly.
Whether you're rich, whether you're royal, whether you're not, you're poor, whatever, we all can relate to that. So that would offer some relatability, authenticity. And then maybe we could have been able to side with the girls, and we would have been like, yeah, no, Kofi, you were wrong. But we don't know what you're talking about. It's very vague. And then you cut the scene where they really could have been showing real emotion, because let's keep it a buck. All these other scenes with these girls, for the most part, it's like fake emotion. It's giving acting
playing
class.
To the camera, doing the most.
And I do believe that the conversation got a little hot. I do believe that. I believe the footage exists. They just cut it. And I'm like, y'all should have gave us that. No, I want to see them get bucked because they feel away. Like, I want to see that, not this picture perfect, smiling, everything's great, because clearly it's not.
So my question is, who were they protecting by fast forwarding that footage?
The real question.
Who was like, no, y'all got to take that out? Or no, we got... It still could have been... They could have just... Oh, it just was such a missed opportunity. I looked forward to this so much, and I really feel like I feel cheated, because after this confrontation, which again started at the beginning of the episode, another thing is, if y'all built up to this so much, if y'all wanted us to watch the rest of the mess that came after, which was nothing, boring, pointless. If y'all wanted us to watch that, y'all should have moved the confrontation to the end of the episode, so that we would have had to sit through the rest of the stuff, and it would have felt like we got something. That's how I would have done it. I wouldn't have put it right at the front. But it's like they wanted to put it in there because they kind of had the footage. They had to do it, and then they did not give us anything from it. Horrible decision.
And to your point, it really could have gone anywhere in the episode, because nothing about this series is like linear. We're not really telling stories. We're just showing scenes. This episode was a 100% hodgepodge of scenes that they had already shot. Nothing made sense. Like, we go from this confrontation, this sit down with cousin Kofi, it's supposed to be going down. We cut that. Then we cut to a conversation with another cousin where Brenda tells us that she's going to tell her family that she wants to take a gap year.
I thought she already told them that.
Say again?
I thought she already told them that.
And that's that. The whole time I'm sitting there like, didn't we already tell them that? Didn't we start out the series with you talking about doing a gap year? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Then you're rehashing the conversation with cousin about cousin Kofi. And then we move on to the girls talking about, oh, mama want us to clean the house. We got to clean the house. Let's interview some housekeepers. Like, what are we, what are we doing?
Let's talk about the housekeeper scene.
Let's
talk about the housekeeper scene.
I tried to forget it.
What a waste. What foolishness. How ridiculous. How absurd. Yeah, it was just super. I felt super insulted to have to sit there and watch them interview a person. And then the icing on the cake, because like I said, the streets said that Brenda wanted to take this gap year to try her hand at acting. Fine, whatever. It's never said in this show. But the truth of the matter is, the real person that wants to try their hand at acting is Delali.
I knew you were going to say that.
Delali,
I knew you were going to say that. Because Mama be giving lines, don't she?
Delali came in and gave us like Tubi realness. She came in and she believed that we believed that she was delivering those lines, speaking to the young man about, who are you? Why are you here? And why was it that everything that the girls said on their script for interviewing the quote unquote maids, was it maids? Housekeeper. For interviewing them, that's everything that Delali said in her script. Verbatim, in fact. You know how you learn your parents' habits and stuff. So, you can be like, oh, I know if I do this and my mom shows up, she's going to say X, Y, and Z, right? Sure. But you kind of say, she's going to say, oh, no, you didn't. But she's not going to, when she comes in the door, she doesn't say, oh, no, you didn't. Just like you said it. She says something in that realm. So you're kind of like, oh, my mom is going to, flip out when she sees this. When she comes in, she's not flipping out. When she comes in, she's quiet. She's looking around and she's wondering what's going on. She doesn't do the exact thing that you all said she was going to do. Y'all could have, since we're cutting scenes, that could have got cut. What else happened?
Baby, then there was a party, a kickback, another kickback at somebody's house. There were shots. There was Truth or Dare, I believe, was happening. GS was there.
Okay. Here we go. So Truth or Dare. What I said, are you all 12? They attempted to go in and like do a edgier Truth or Dare where it was like, oh, what is it like your first time? Have you ever kissed anyone here? That kind of thing, right? Which is fine. It's innocent, whatever. But the reactions were so fabricated. These kids are doing everything. I don't know if you know
These
this.
are adults. These people are like 25.
Yes, way closer to 30. And so it's like these kids they do stuff. They do stuff. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but some people, when they smoke weed, you can tell about their mouth, right?
Their lips be black.
I ain't saying nobody on the show is doing that, but what I'm saying is if they were, it would be Michael. And I can tell, you see.
Obviously.
Hypothetically speaking, allegedly.
Yes,
but,
allegedly.
I mean, never mind. But anyways, it's like these kids are doing stuff. These kids are living life. These adults. You
got to stop calling these people kids. These are grown adults.
Well, they're paying them as kids, so that's why I keep thinking that. But these adults are living life. Truth or Dare, spin the bottle, all this stuff. They could have been playing. They could have been playing cards, or better yet, they could have been playing a traditional Ghanaian game, perhaps. If you want to insert culture here and there and let us learn about things.
They don't want to do that.
No, they don't. They don't. But what I'm saying is you can, if you're going to fabricate anything, set that up. Hey, you all go and, play this game. And that way you're introducing culture in a relatable way or whatever. Then you can add Truth or Dare to to that kind of just missed opportunities, missed moments, waste of time, cutting the wrong scenes, and everything else is forgettable.
Yeah. Can we talk about one more thing that's forgettable? And I'm going to forget about it after this.
Okay.
The outburst of Thelma at the kickback when one of the homies shows her what we presume to be an Instagram picture of her ex, who they continue to reference. I have his name, Cal. Never seen his face, but we know his name. with another woman, and she has an outburst. She storms out. There's mayhem. There's drama. There are tears. We hear her heels click clacking as she runs down the sidewalk. Not really sure why this was included, but we can't have the Kofi drama. Like, I didn't need this. We don't know Cal. We do not know him.
Ain't seen a picture of him. We at least seen a
We
picture
never
of
even seen a
Abigail's
photo.
son.
We never even seen y'all's prom picture. Why do y'all continue to reference Cal? I don't understand. Is he going to make a surprise appearance at the end of the season? Like, what is it? But the outburst for Thelma to have that type of reaction was truly
It would have made more
Truly a moment.
sense. It would have made more sense for them to give us a outburst, because at this point y'all making up storylines anyway, right? So
Yeah.
what y'all could have done to really give us, if you want to do boyfriend drama, give us the boyfriend that we've seen on screen the whole season. Like, it could have been like, oh, Thelma, come here, I want to show you this picture of Nana's boyfriend, since he's the bad guy.
Michael.
Look at this picture of him with, someone.
Since he's the town bad boy,
Yeah.
and that's how we're gonna paint him.
Yeah.
Then let's do it. Not
But-
somebody we've never even seen. Why
No.
do we care?
We don't. We absolutely don't. We don't.
We don't.
So
We don't.
I say all that to say this.
Gonna say it.
I don't think we. Well, let me just run it down like this, okay? I
Okay.
did enjoy the fact that we did get some drama early on. I thought I was going to really I thought I was going to be satiated that they gave us something, and then they took it away so fast. Because they took it away so fast, I'm not changing my rating from a Stacey Dash. It's going to remain a Stacey Dash. And I really wish we had something lower than that.
Shut up.
The best thing about it was the confrontation scene, but that was also the worst thing about it, because they threw up a blurb and pretended to be above it to the point that nothing else mattered. This is not how you do reality TV, especially not for Black people.
Well, T, you keep giving it a Stacey Dash, and I'm trying so hard not to go so low. But this was by far the worst episode for me. The best thing about it was Cousin Kofi came. He gave us a little bit of the tea. He gave us a little honesty, a little authenticity, and I appreciated that.
Right.
But I absolutely hated everything else about this episode. I'm going to stay at a Kevin Hart. I am trying so hard to pull for this show. I'm trying. Listen, a fellow Ohioan. I grew up in Ohio. I'm a native Ohioan. I'm proud of these people, these girls, this family.
Mhm.
I'm happy that they got a show. When I was growing up, nobody in Ohio ever had a cool show. So I'm trying to root, trying to root for y'all. Try it. So I'm just gonna stay there, and we're gonna see. And I hope that the last 2 episodes are so good that we forget about the first 6. That is my
I can't
hope.
see how that would be.
It could be.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking for sure. I can't see how that would be.